hundreds of videos out there about how to create your first YouTube video. From what to talk about, to how to stage, and how to film and edit. But do they work? This is my first YouTube video. So I am going to not only tell you 10 top tips from all of my research, but I'm going to test if they actually work. So here are my top 10 tips. Hi, my name is Abby, and I am documenting my family's journey to what we hope will be financial freedom. Here on this channel, we'll be covering everything from starting a YouTube channel to building a business and buying investment properties. Tip number 1, conquer your fear. If you're anything like me, this is the main thing that is holding you back from posting your first YouTube video. You're worried about what people will say and what they will post. But realistically, this is your first video. You don't have a following and not many people are going to see it. And let's face it, you can always come back and delete it later once you really get going. Don't let other people stop you from pursuing something that you were passionate about. Just take small steps to prepare yourself and put yourself in a good mood to be ready for filming. Whether that's putting some makeup on, wearing your favorite power outfit, or just having a relaxing cup of coffee, take your time, relax, and just press record. Now, if this video is out there, that means I've conquered my fear. Tip number 2, allocate some time. As this is your first YouTube video, you will likely be trying to fit this in around your full-time job. And if you're not familiar with the processes of research and filming and editing, it can take you a very long time. I planned everything for this video in the week, but I didn't start filming until the weekend. This made sure that I had enough time and daylight to work with to finish the video. Tip number 3, learn the basics. You may think that you need to know everything there is to know about how to create a YouTube video before you press record. But really, all you need to know is just enough to record that first video and then learn from that. However, there are a few things that it is worth considering. Number 1, lighting. Now, you don't need to buy expensive lighting. You can just film in front of a window. Just consider the fact that the lighting will fluctuate and the best time of day for doing that. 2, sound. People will sit through terrible video quality, but not audio quality. So if you're going to invest in anything, invest in a microphone. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. 3, storage. Make sure that whatever you were using to film has enough space. It's a simple check and it can save you a lot of time. And 4, battery. If you can, plug it in and everything will go a lot smoother. Tip number 4, prepare your content. When considering content, have an audience in mind and make videos for them. Don't just focus on what you want to make and why you want a YouTube channel, because it can be very disconnected. Then give your content some structure. This will help you clearly and effectively communicate your points. Another thing that you may want to consider is scripting. Now, this can be in the form of bullet points or a full script. This really just depends on how you work best. Are you the sort of person that just needs a helpful prompt and is more relaxed trying to speak openly to the camera and make it up on the spot? Or do you need a little more structure and organization? I personally found that for this video, I went out and did some research, then prepared a full script, then decided to break this down into bullet points when I realized that I cannot read and effectively communicate with the camera at the same time. Tip number 5, your opener. Now, I know this is part of the content too, but it is so important to get this right that I thought it deserved a tip all of its own. After all, 20% of viewers leave a video after 10 seconds of watching. So you really need to make that first 10 seconds count. So how do you do that? Well, try opening with a hook. Instead of opening your videos saying, "Hi, my name is," why not tell people what your content is going to be about and what they are going to gain out of the video? After all, people only really care about them. This is your first video and they don't know who you are. And frankly, it's not important to them at this point. So get straight to the point and get them on the hook. If you remember, I started this video by explaining I was going to be giving you 10 top tips for how to create your first YouTube video while I was testing them out myself. I only then went into introducing myself. Tip number 6, subscribe. Now, you're all going to be familiar with YouTubers asking you to like and subscribe to their videos. But what you might not know is that there's normally a strategic place of where to place this within your video. Don't be tempted to do it right at the start. Instead, think about delivering some value first. After all, if you release some tips, tricks, and advice, that person is much more likely to like you and want to follow you. So, in the spirit of liking and subscribing, hit the bell icon if you're enjoying this video. Tip number 7, be consistent. This is all to do with picking a schedule that will work for you. If you can only post once every 2 weeks, then do that. Just be consistent about when you post. This helps viewers and YouTube know that you are consistent and that you are worth investing time in. Another thing to keep consistent is your content. You might not have a clear audience right at the start, but after a while it will start to emerge, and it's important to keep this right in the forefront of your mind so that your content reflects who that audience is. You'll have to wait until my next video to see if I was able to be consistent. I'm hoping to be able to upload once every week. Tip number 8, do a test run. Now, this is something that actually really helped me and is something that I would highly recommend. If you're not familiar with filming and editing or the software and kit that you are using, it is essential. After all, when I was filming this for the first time, there was no sound, so I had to do it all again. Tip number 9, editing is your friend. Now, this is your first YouTube video, so the chances are it's not going to be perfect, and there are going to be mistakes. Don't worry about them, just leave them, restart the sentence, and try again. You can always edit out those mistakes later. While filming this video, I paused between tips or just let the camera carry on rolling while I took a short break so that I could remind myself what was coming up and hopefully stay a little bit more engaged. Tip number 10, ending your video. Now, this is a strange one, but you don't really want your viewer to know that your video is about to end. This is because you want them to watch right to the end, and the moment that you hint that the content is over, they are going to just start watching something else. Now, we want to make the most of this opportunity by suggesting what we'd like them to watch next. Don't worry if you don't already have videos waiting. Just use a placeholder and update this when you upload your next video. If you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy the next one, documenting my family's journey to financial freedom. So keep watching.